I hope you enjoy the trimmed down version of the radio clip from the other night. Um, Contact me anytime.
Well, I'd like to welcome our first guest to the show, Mr. Adam. I don't know if I can pronounce your name properly. Adam Doherty.
You're close. It's Adam Delory.
Delory.
And yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. This is huge to me.
Yeah, welcome
awesome.
to the Pet World Radio family.
and
thank you, guys.
Welcome to Behind the Glass. So behind the acrylic, whatever, behind the clear panel.
behind
the translucent wall.
Yeah.
So Adam, tell us a little bit about what your project is that you're doing.
Okay, so can you guys hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my name's Adam. I'm 22 years old, and I live in Castle Rock, Colorado. When I was 17 years old, I founded an African cichlid breeding program at my high school. We were extremely fortunate to receive the almost immediate support of the largest organization in the state, the Rocky Mountain Cichlid Association. They took us through the paces, man. They took us from the easiest fish you can find all the way up to fish that are really rare, endangered, and even some of them are extinct in the wild. So I caught the bug really bad about 6 years ago, and I've been grinding really hard on trying to get a large-scale facility dedicated to just breeding and education and awareness of these fish, and trying to just maintain a good, solid base population for these fish to be around, for our kids and our kids' kids to have a go at them. So I started posting on Facebook a few days ago on the 25th, and the response that I've gotten and the people that have gotten in contact with me have just been, phenomenal, totally incredible. The support is really remarkable. All I'm trying to do now is just spread the word and just, let people know of my project and what I'm trying to do, and, see if anybody wants to jump on board. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's in the very, very early stages of everything, but I'm hitting it pretty hard.
Now, from what I understand, you were starting this project and then you left for a job. Was that not correct?
That is correct. So I initially, after starting the club at the school, I started my own personal collection, and it grew very quickly. I ended up with 60 glass fish tanks and 2 large swimming pools. One of the pools was 1,500 gallons, one of those easy set backyard ones, and then the second one was 700 gallons. In the large pool, I had 30 different species, all of them unique at all stages of life, so I could easily tell who's who at any point in time. And the larger one was mostly Africans, and the smaller one was mostly South Americans. The job offer I got was at a aquaculture association in Kodiak, Alaska. My understanding of the position when I accepted it was that I would be involved in remote station data collection and the subsequent research. From my point of view, there is no better way to approach this kind of an issue than from a perspective of science. And that's what I was going for. I was trying to build, my resume and my knowledge, essentially, of what a large-scale facility looked like and how it operated and all those things. So I went up there, and it was not at all what I expected it to be. There was very little science going on. It was more of an industrial production facility, and it just wasn't really what I was looking for. So I was only there just short of a month and a half, working with the seasonal salmon hatcheries up there. So
okay.
That was fun.
But, sometimes you have to learn things by experiencing it. And, being young, you have a lot of opportunities ahead of you. What you're doing now, it's to me, it seems to be built on passion. And, I really hope people respond to your requests for donations. It's really tough to get stuff started without some working capital.
Hey, that's exactly that's the problem I've just run into in the last little bit.
And were you able to get a hold of one of our team members here, Mr. Conway Stevens?
I have been in very minimal correspondence with him. He said that he would like to meet up sometime. I told him I would buy him lunch, and he said that he's been busy lately, but he'd get back to me as soon as he can. And, just to be in contact with these kind of people is just an absolute privilege for me. So whenever he gets the time, I'm available whenever he is.
Yeah, you just have to remember that we're all about exactly the same thing that you're all about. And even though we've been doing it longer, you're off on the right track. When I was 22, I was just running around working retail shops, and that was a good way to learn a lot. And I learned as a very young fish keeper that that what you know now is very dynamic. It constantly changes. So it's important for people like yourself and everyone else that does any kind of personal research to share their research with the rest of the world, whether it be through writing, through social media, through the radio like we're doing here, or any other method possible. And I think it's really something that's it's a very honorable thing you're doing. So
well, thank you very much.
Thank you. We all work for the same cause, which is cichlid preservation. Fish preservation, not just cichlid. We have our show, the Cichlid Life, but this particular show here is about everything that we keep behind glass. So why don't you tell us a little bit of? Oh, go ahead.
Adam, I'd like to invite you to add me as a friend on Facebook, please.
Of course.
I'm gonna connect you with my Uncle Ray. Ray Kingfish Lucas is all about getting the kids involved in the hobby, and he is a promoter for many different large corporations in the hobby, and we'll see once if he can help you out, perhaps with some equipment.
I can't thank you enough. Wow. Thank you so much. Give me 2 seconds. Grab a marker and write down his contact info. Or do we do that after the show? I'm not sure how that works.
I'll have Sam send over you so I can friend you. But yeah, I'll get you hooked up with Uncle Ray. We had him on here for a show, and it was like the wind-up monkey. You wind them up, and then they just take off, playing, marching along, clapping their little cymbals. But he was on here. We did an episode on promoting the hobby to children and getting the next generation involved. So that's what Uncle Ray's all about. We'll get him involved with you. We'll see how he can help you out here getting this up and running.
Well, thank you very, 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 very much.
Oh, thank you. Adam, thank you for preserving the next generation of my hobby.
Of course, the club I founded at the school 6 years ago, or almost, I'm not sure exactly how long ago, almost 6 years ago. My youngest brother, he's now the president of it, and he's still carrying the torch, holding it strong. So
it's family ordeal.
It's not just me. It's a huge effort. Anyone I can show this to and get involved. A lot of people, they really take it to the next level, and I can't thank them enough. There's a lot of people here that are trying to do similar things, and if I could be the driving force to get everyone organized and get something to actually come of this, then I would love to be that.
Sam,
he's definitely on the right track. Adam, you're definitely on the right track, and that's good that you're getting your brother involved. What were you going to say, Michael?
Remember we were trying to figure out what we were going to sell off that porcelain bowl that we're going to be doing, that fruit bowl?
Oh, yeah.
I think we just found our cause, brother.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. We are all about donating ourselves. Even though our radio show doesn't really generate an income for us, it's more of a passion that we involve ourselves with. We both have different companies that we work with. We do this for fun. We do this out of a passion for it, out of the need for sharing and the need for exposing the truth about everything in our industry. And we are working on a joint art project that Michael was so nice to get started, and this will be an item that we are going to donate some of the proceeds from for a good cause. We figure we can find a good cause, and then we'll definitely be willing to donate in that direction. So I hope you can accept.
I will gladly accept, and I mean the rate of this, progression, the amount of support that I've received, and I mean it has literally been a week since I decided, all right, I'm pulling the trigger on this, and I mean just the level of support has been incredible, and my whole goal with this is to get something up and running where I can start giving back to the local programs, the local zoo, the local aquarium, and specifically private individuals to start, planting the seeds, like you guys said, for the next generation. This isn't, this just isn't something we can do alone. This has got to be a group effort, and I'm on board. I'm really happy about this, and thank you guys so very, very much.
So one thing I want to talk about is the different species that you worked with. You said, I think I talked to you briefly, and you were working with some of the CARES species, and
yeah,
we talk about the CARES program a lot here. But why don't you run down a few of the species? Run down a list of a few of the species that you've worked with.
Okay. Right now, I've got a pair of Lippochromis species Matumbi hunter. I have a group of Lippochromis melanopterus. I have a trio of Haplochromis species ruby green. I have some Haplochromis species obliquidin. I have some Hap species Uganda fire. Some Pundamilia species blue bar. Who else is over there? Some Kyoga flamebacks. And that's pretty much the basis of what I'm working with right now. In the past, I've worked with quite a few other species, but between Alaska and then coming back, a lot of what I had was sold to primarily a mom-and-pop pet shop in southern Colorado.
Something else I'd like to do for you, Adam. My local aquarium society here is Missouri Aquarium Society, MASI. We have a very large group of people here that deal with CARES preservation fish. I'll put the word out. We're having a show this weekend, so I'll see most of the members during the course of the weekend. And the people that I know that do work with the different CARES, are you only going to do cichlids, or are you going to branch into other things as well?
I'm an open book, man. I will learn anything that anyone would like to teach me about anything. I mean, bring it on. I will learn anything you guys would like to teach me.
Because I'll put the feelers out here locally to a bunch of the CARES heads that I know, and see about getting you some groups of fry for these kids.
Oh man.
Get you some like I know for sure that I'll be able to get you Pundamilia Maccoby Islands, Samiochromis riponius. They're the Boyunga collection point. There's a bunch here. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I'll put feelers out this weekend to the membership here and see about getting you some livestock.
I really appreciate it. You guys are just the top of the line for everything. Thank you guys.
Thank you for taking this upon yourself to do this for the kids.
Of course. So just real quick, after Alaska, I pretty much sold everything to go to Alaska to fund the trip, and getting there and working with them pretty much paid for me to come home. So when I got back, I didn't really have a whole lot. I started putting the word out that I was trying to do this again, and it's been about 8 months that I've been back, and I'm back up to 47 glass tanks. And then the posting on the 25th caught the attention of a really old friend of mine, and his family was moving to Texas, and they had an old swimming pool they weren't going to need anymore. So I was able to get that, and I put it up in my basement. So now I have the 47 tanks, and I have a 4,000-gallon swimming pool. It's not really the kind of thing that you would expect to put in your basement, but these fish need more space. When I had the first pool, the kinds of behaviors that I was seeing were things that you just absolutely cannot see in a tank. I mean, fry release, midterm, grazing, territory defense. I mean, all kinds of really just pseudo-wild behaviors that you can't get anywhere else. And I want to make this as, as sustainable and as long-term of a program as I can, and I'd like to get up to the point where I have individual, aquariums of this size or swimming pools even of this size for each species to dominate and to really have a stronghold.
I had a friend out here in California that he came here from Florida, and he actually raised a lot of cichlids in pools, and just like you're doing, and he's able to grow them. I mean, tremendously brilliant coloration. We get a lot of sun here in Southern California, so even though it was in a greenhouse, the sunlight coming through the panels. The fish grew fast. They behaved like you said. They behaved naturally. You saw all the behaviors you just don't see in the confines of a small tank. And unfortunately, we had a incident with the raccoons. The raccoons got the best of all the breeding stock. So,
oh man!
But he's also currently building up the collection again. So hopefully he wasn't too turned off by the whole incident. So, but we love our wildlife, so he didn't condemn the raccoons.
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
Make a hat.
So, I really appreciate you coming on and taking the time to discuss your project. Now, the question is there a way that others can get a hold of you on Facebook or?
Yeah. So what I've been doing is I've been giving my private phone number out to everybody just because this is that important to me, and I don't have a problem with doing that now as long as you guys are okay with that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Also, so my private line is 720-300-1416. Call me anytime. Anybody. You have a tank problem, you have a leak, you have an absolute disaster, give me a call. I'll do what I can. I'll do anything I can. Also, I'm up on Facebook, facebook.com/adam.delory. I also have made a specific Facebook page for this project, facebook.com/rarewateraquatics. And you can check out, I'm doing pretty consistent updates and trying to keep as many people involved and informed and up to speed on what I'm trying to do here as possible. I'm also trying to start a couple crowdfunding websites to hopefully bring in some more capital to this project. I've got 3 of them planned, but none of them are currently up and operating. Hopefully in the very, very near future I'll get those up and running, and I'm also working on an actual legitimate website.
Okay, and we'll help you out also. We'll also advertise for you, both on the Pet World Radio website and through some of the other sites we have on Facebook. So, anyone interested in helping out and they didn't get those numbers or information down, you guys know where to reach us.